Hey folks, welcome back to Hanbleceya Ranch. In today's video, we're making fire starter. Now I usually make about 200 or 300 fire starters a season, and we use those to start our fires in the cabin, and we also use them to start fires outside when we are, starting a fire outside. Now the fire starters I make, these are the easiest fire starters that I have found, and also the cheapest, because honestly it only cost me pennies to make a whole bunch of them. All right, let's get into it. All right, so the ingredients for my fire starters is pretty simple. We use dryer lint. We use candles that you can buy at any Goodwill. You can find them at garage sales, estate sales, anything like that. And you can find them for so cheap. They're so inexpensive. The last thing that we use is egg cartons. Now we don't use the styrofoam ones. These are the paper mache ones. So yeah, pretty simple ingredients. Now, if you don't have access to dryer lint, which can be found out of your own dryer or friends and family dryers, or even if you went to a public laundromat, you could probably ask them for their lint. But if you don't have access to that and you do live near either a creek or a lake or a pond that has cattails, you can also use the cattails. What I like to do with them is just basically snap them in half and then start pulling out all of those fibers, stick them into each one of the egg cartons, and use those. So today we are making a whole bunch of these fire starters. Hopefully this will be enough fire starters for the season for Jen and I, because we do use these fire starters not only in the cabin but also our outdoor fire starters as well. Now for us, when it comes to the wax and the candles, before we moved here to Maine, I had gone out and bought a ton of these candles. Because we lived in the city, we had access to lots of different Goodwills and garage sales and estate sales, and we just picked up a ton of them. And so I've been using this stuff since we've got here. This will be our 5th winter here in Maine, and I still have a couple of bins full. Now that we've got our lint in our egg carton, which by the way, I got these. I had gotten a whole bunch of these from someplace when we were still in Illinois, and this is actually the last tray. Last year I made a ton of these fire starters in these bigger trays, and it was awesome. But this will be the last one that we use. The rest of them are going to be in these 18 egg cartons. So the real magic though happens when we boil down the wax. So what I use is an old pot like this, and then I have a small coffee can that I had found that fits inside. And whoops, that is getting a little high. I'm going to turn that down a little bit. We don't want it to boil over. But what we do is we put the wax inside of the can, and then we keep water in the pot. Now as this boils down, you will need to add some water to it, which does cool it down for about 5 minutes, but for the most part, that's really all you need. Now, you could wait until the wax was all gone, but I don't, because I'm a little impatient. So the liquid wax is about up to here. So we're gonna go ahead and pull this can and fill up one of the egg cartons. When you're working in here, you do wanna make sure that you have something to protect the surface. In my case, I have cardboard. And then I also am using this underneath my 18 egg carton. So I'm gonna just set that here. We're gonna go ahead and get the wax, and then we're gonna pour it in there. Now, I'm not gonna lie, this can be quite a messy project, but it is well worth it. Now when I'm pouring, the wax does roll down to the back of the can. So I like to only do half of this because you can see it right there, how it's dripping off the back. So then I just swap this around since I'm right-handed. Grab my can. Don't touch the can with your bare hands. It's hot. It's gonna burn you. Ask me how I know. All right, so there's no real rhyme or reason as to how much wax you pour in. I just try to cover everything as best I can, just like so. Then we're gonna take the can, put the can back into the pot. Now, we're gonna take some more candles, and then we're gonna stick the candles into the can, just like so. Those are gonna melt down. Now, you can go ahead and do it like this. This is fine. Whoa, that's starting to boil up. We don't like that. I'm gonna turn that down a little bit. But I like to use a lid. I put the lid on top of the wax, not on top of the pot. And that helps to keep the heat inside and melt that wax. So then you have a fresh egg carton. So what we're gonna do is move this over to the table and let it cure. And what'll happen is the wax will get hard and it will turn a white color when they're cured. It does take a little while for them to cure. The other thing you can use is the dryer lint or the dryer sheets. So I do put those in there as well. Okay, so that's basically it. Really the next thing is just sit and wait. The wax does take a little while to melt down. It would be nice if I had 2 pots going, but I don't. But with the can size I have, I can usually do 1 full 18 count. And yeah, so I just sit and I wait. I play my video games on my phone, watch TikTok. I don't leave the kitchen during this whole process just because I don't want to forget about it. So, but yeah, so now we just wait. All right, so it's been a little bit and we're gonna check. Oh yeah, look at that. That is perfect. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and take that and then we're gonna fill this one. Now again, when I go to pour this, it's gonna come off the back here. So I'm gonna try to leave that over this back end of the egg carton. That way we don't waste any of the wax. Now I'm sure if you had a container that had a little spout at the end, it might pour a little easier. I don't. So I've made it work like this for years, so. All right, then I'm gonna flip this. Then we'll get these 9. And like I said, I mean, just ballpark with the amount of wax that you put in. I just like to make sure the majority of the lint is covered up and encased in wax. Just makes for a better fire starter. All right, put that back in there. We'll get some more wax. Now I do have one of these big candles. It fits almost perfectly in my can, just like so. And from the looks of it, it could use a little more water. We're gonna pour some water in here. It'll take the boiling down. It's gonna lower the temperature of the water, but give it a few minutes and it'll be back to boiling and back to melting. All right, so now we're gonna take this guy, freshly poured. And go set them up to dry. And that's it, guys. It's so easy, but it is time consuming. For me, it takes me, I mean, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 done, and I still have 6 left to go, plus this large one here. It's probably going to take me a couple hours to get these done, just because it takes so much time to melt the wax. But that's okay. It's a nice, easy day. All right, folks. Well, thanks for sticking around and watching this video. We'll see you on the next one.